Hello and welcome again to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Marta. Today is still the 9th of July and this time I have a little bit of news for you regarding the new Hitman, which of course was revealed, seems a strong word, at E3 2015. Now of course the reason it's a strong word is because, well, we literally learned almost nothing about it. The trailer that they showed had literally no gameplay. However, we do finally have some information on it, but it's kind of made things a bit more confusing. Now, Square Enix updated the FAQ today, and they said that the 8th of December is when the Hitman experience will, quote, begin. And apparently, when it's released on the 8th, it will not be the full game, rather what they're calling a sizable chunk of it. And then throughout next year, more locations and missions will be released until the story is, quote, done and finished. Now, you will get all of that for the $60/£45 price, but unfortunately, what you're actually getting for your money are yet to be detailed, but Square Enix did take the time to stress that apparently, according to them, it's not early access. So what did they actually have to say? They said, quote, "Early access can often mean something's unfinished or unpolished. That's simply not the approach we're taking. All of the content we release live to our players will be complete and polished, whether that's the locations and missions we release on December 8th, the live events, or the locations and missions that we will release in 2016. It will always be a polished Hitman experience." So a bit thinking, so is it episodic then, kind of like Telltale do? Well, kinda, question mark, is the best way to say that. And Square went on to say, quote, "We think the word episodic sets up the expectation that we will sell individual content drops for individual prices, but that's not something we're planning to do. That said, there are some episodic elements to the story in the sense that it's delivered in chunks over time, so experiencing the story will probably feel episodic. But there's also a ton of other content, including live events, which have nothing to do with the story. We'll also be improving and changing the game constantly while you're playing it. Our ambition is to have a stream of content available from December 8th until the story arc is finished." And finally, they finished up by saying that, as I said earlier, the game will be costing $60 no matter what, and you will not have to pay any more. And they went on to say, quote, "That $60 includes everything we create in the story arc, from what we release on December 8th through to the end of the story arc in 2016, and all the live events too. There's no microtransactions or hidden costs in there, no extra paid DLC on top either. It's one package, all in for $60. We want that to be simple and clear, and that it's important for us to be upfront about that. Now, it will be launching first as a download, but it's not a download-only game. It will be releasing on disc at some point in 2016, and while you do play the locations and missions offline, naturally to play the live events, download updates, or of course see the leaderboards, you need to be online. So that all seems a lot clearer and fairly reasonable. Now, it kind of seems like episodic, except that it won't be releasing episodes in the traditional sense, but the closest format that we have currently to compare it to, I would say, would be an episodic format. It's not strictly that, but it's not strictly anything really, because they're going about it in an unusual way. It is kind of like early access mixed with episodes, but not. It's just a little bit weird. So while they've cleared it up, they've also made things a bit confusing too. And in some ways, actually, it's a little bit like an MMO, such as, say, Guild Wars 2, where, you know, you buy it and then you get free updates as you go along, not including, of course, expansions. So there you have it. Apart from that, we don't really know much other than it's going back to the sort of Hitman Blood Money style of having a bit more open, having a sandbox full of tools, and of course just being able to use them however you wish, which I think, to be honest, is for the best. Hitman Absolution was a good game, but it was criticised for having that lack of freedom that was present in Hitman Blood Money, where you literally had free reign to solve the missions however you saw fit. So nice to see a return to that. I don't think it's really going to become clear until we see what content they have in mind in the actual release plan. It is a little bit weird that you won't actually get the full game until 2016. It's a very strange situation, and I'd love to hear some thoughts from you guys. Anyway, that is me done for this video, but thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.